All right, welcome back to Crash Command Games. Thanks for checking out Unpacking the Week once again. Starting off on this bigger screen, I guess. Damn, that is... My hair's going ape that out. All right, so this week I kind of failed the draft a little bit, which is great because I just put out a draft guide. I would like everybody in my local meta to definitely watch that if possible. I know a few other people have been keeping up on draft things, but there's a few players who I felt like could definitely use a little bit of help with that. So if you're watching this, go check out that draft guide. Always make sure you're up to date on all that stuff, because I had received multiple signals in my draft. I didn't say this to begin with, but I will say, I feel like I received signals to start heading into Enigma. I was past Spectral Manifestations, yellow, red, blue, all of them. I was then past Uphold Tradition, as well as the Helm, which I don't remember the name of, but the Illusionist Helm. I was then... I got a 10,000 year reunion. I thought I was reading the signals right. What I wasn't accounting for was somebody just blindly hate drafting. Just hate drafting pieces over the important illusionist parts, thinking they'll wheel. I don't know how I didn't pick up on that. I don't know how I'm supposed to pick up on that, because then all of my illusionist support dried up. Didn't find any more illusionist cards, so I started picking up some generic cards while I tried to refigure out the signals. And I just could not figure it out. I started seeing all of the assassin stuff start to come back. And I go, well, it's kind of late. I didn't pick up pieces for assassin because during the first rotation, they were all gone. And now they're not. But the weird part was I was seeing red and yellow assassin cards come through, but no blues. I didn't pick up on a new strategy that I think was revealed to me. Let me make sure I have this pretty straight. Maybe a little bit more like this. A little bit more down. There we go. That has been introduced to my meta, where you just pick all of the blues and go new. And that's kind of cool. I got that for buying just a box. I've not been introduced to that strategy, but I could see how it works out. You always have the gas to do whatever you need. You have all the tricks of the trade in those blue cards. So I could see how it works. And it did kind of work. It won a few good games. But that's what tricked me into thinking, okay, well, maybe Assassin's open, but then I saw none of the support cards for Assassin because they were still taking those, just starting with the blue cards. So I got scared off of Assassin. I was past a red... What is it? A red Chi Unleashed at some point early on. And I was like, well, there's no way that there's a ninja anywhere near me. And then I just got confused because how can there not be any classes around me? I was fairly upset to learn the person to my left was an assassin. I said, I thought you were on new for a second. I am on new. But I'm going this strategy of all blue cards. And I despair, going, I should have picked up on something like that, but I didn't. And then I ask, well, where'd the ninja go? And I look to my right. I am playing ninja. How did I get all these cards then? I got a few, what is that? Untamed or whatever it is. Reds. I got a lot of decent power cards, but apparently the player to my right just forgot to pick up blues, so at inopportune times chose to take blues, and I got mixed signals there. But then a player two to my right said, oh, I'm going Enigma, to which I snap up and say, what?
What? No, dude!
So the person who passed to me twice on the left had passed me red Spectral Manifestations and all of the illusionist equipment. Just all of it. Not quite sure why. And then when I started to see all of the illusionist stuff, all of the blue cards disappear. There they were, all in that pile. So I would definitely recommend any of my local meta who may be struggling with their decision making in draft, and are watching this video, please go check out Piercing the Veil of Drafting. It is the podcast episode about how to draft. It focuses on Part the Mist Veil, kind of, but it really does try to go over fundamental drafting overall. That's just, ooh. Foil Poison the Well. I hear that's a fun card to sell right now. But other than that, it was an okay time, you know. I dropped. I didn't want to be running 4 cracked baubles in my deck. Just didn't get enough of a solid deck together. So I dropped, but also we had an odd number of people, so it actually kind of helped things. I got to sit there and watch and see what other people's thought processes were, what their drafts were. Take notes, learn, you know, because sometimes playing the meta, your local players, is part of playing the game too. So got to see kind of like what they like, what their opinions were, how they play during draft, etc. So that's kind of cool. Always try to extract the good out of the scenario, and in this scenario, you know, I just had to suck it up and take the L. 100% took that L. Past that, this is Nationals Festival. Nationals are popping up everywhere. I looked at a few of the lists to kind of see where we are. I am seeing some weird stuff, like Dorinthia punching through a lot of the lines. I need to look at those lists, which I can actually just real quick, I'm going to pull one up. We are just going to quickly look at the breakdown of the Classic Constructed. I already know Zen is far and away the deck right now. It is insane to think that you would ban. Awesome. I heard these kind of spiked up in price a little bit. I cannot believe they banned Crown of Seeds and they banned all of this stuff, but then they implemented Zen, just full send. It is absolutely crazy to think that they let that through. Obviously, you can't test for everything, and a lot of the time you're just testing for the sealed format or the limited formats. But just a Katsu without a downside is just crazy. That is just craziness. I don't know what to say. It's just week after week, big event after big event, Zen just comes out punching through. I know there's some tech for it, but we were talking about our new Living Legend format coming up. We're doing Living Legend for one of my skirmishes in the local area, and then for a second skirmish, we're going to be doing Blitz. And we were talking about Living Legend, and the thing is, Chain is inevitable. But Zen can just kind of say, here we go.
Let's go. I can't believe what we're seeing. And look at the life bar. Oh my goodness.
Is he probably has
this
a sliver,
is almost
right?
A
he might have a sliver.
Combo.
I really like this card in foil. It is very good. Is that the real moon? Or is that just a really good approximation? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I need it. Weirdly enough, I have not opened this in cold foil, so I'm less mad. All right. The fact that I opened up something different. Love it. Love it. So that's really cool to see. That's actually... You know what's weird is in my brain, I don't think I've ever seen this goddamn card. So Zen is running away with the format. It's just, you know, you try to swing Amnesia, you try to swing Erase Face, whatever. You try to, not Erase Face, Amnesia and Command and Conquers, right? You try to do everything you can, and, you know, the new tech is to threaten, it's not Aqualapse, it's Aqua something. Is it Aqualapse? I don't know, the gloves that can push through some damage. The better fisticuffs. The already crept up fisticuffs. And like you threaten that, but Zen's armor is just basically saying, hey, I'm going to block 7 when I need to. I'm going to block 7 when I need to. I need to get a new camera. That is insane how often that thing freezes. I'm going to block when I need to. And then I'm going to set up my hand by giving myself a Crouching Tiger. And I'm going to call your bluff or your call one time, and then you die. There's not a lot you can do against Zen right now. And playing an Illusionist, I think I have some options. Prism specifically, I have the Arclight Sentinel to shut down a turn if I really want to. But, you know, I have to take some damage before that happens most of the time. You know, what do the other decks do? What do they all do? How does anyone respond? Right now, KO, the deck that I thought was going to run away with the format. I mean, he's showing up. I saw his name pop up as the first place for many nationals, but Zen was more so. I do like seeing Dash pop up a lot. Inventor Extraordinaire and IO have both been seen in the top 8s. I do like seeing Mechanologist get some representation. We're just in a really weird spot right now. Let's take a quick break from the packs real quick and take a little better look at this. Let's see here. Mystic Ninja in the wake of the United States Championship, despite presenting a very powerful threat to the metagame, Zen only secured 4 out of 14 wins. 4 out of 14 wins when there's a pool of like 30 heroes is fucking impressive. It's just straight up more than other heroes. You got to pack a lot of that spice. You gotta throw that shit in his face and be like, no, you're not doing that here today. What is that? The dense blue mist, the this round's on me, all that stuff is very helpful. But if you don't have it when you need it, let's see here. As Zen hones in on the most threatening matchups, they're exploring new options like Talishar in certain games. I agree. That was the point of the Zephyr Needles. If you don't expect a game to go past 3 or 4 turns, present the most damage possible. That's totally valid. That's what I was talking about with the last week, going over the Zephyr Needle justification. Spell Fray is pretty great. I can see why they would say that, because I guess the Mystic equipment doesn't have kind of like the Dance with Darkness effect, but that's why I run that card in my Leviathan deck. Is it's just, look, the game's not going to last that long anyway. I'm not likely to need most of my equipment except for this, so just Dance of Darkness and then Ebb and Fold. Let's go ahead and head down, take a quick look. That Dash IO, I mean, realistically, if they're going to race you, Dash can put down the damage. IO just drops some boom grenades, outpace, you can't defend with the equipment, so that kind of that's great against Zen, actually, because that shuts down that deep-ass fridge he hides in. So I think Dash IO is a pretty decent call. Enigma obviously still has all the options in the world. This round's on me, hold the lines, the dense blue mists, whatever it needs, or whatever Enigma needs, she's got. So I think she's a very strong competitor in this meta. Another lowering inducement, awesome. So the weird part is the new Alluring Desire decks that are popping up in first place in some nationals like Denmark are really leaning heavy on what look like generic cards. Rowdy Locals, discarding a spare token, Exude Confidence backed up by Slither to ensure deadly follow-up connects, because you can get rid of... Oh yeah, you can get rid of defense reactions on the chain as long as Exude... Ooh, that's really good. So that's really fucking awesome to hear, because you're looking at Exude Confidence's... One of Exude Confidence's #1 fans. I was buying that card up and telling all of my locals, dude, I know it doesn't look super impressive now, but just you wait. Any Majestic generic, I bounce on. I get on top of that and just fucking saddle up and ride. 1 Wartune Herald. We can do the second box now. So that's new Alluring Desire. Let's take a look at this deck real quick. Nothing too crazy. Mask of Recurring Nightmares, the whole Null Rune thing, a single Spider's Bite, Scale Peeler. Nothing super crazy. Very blue heavy, obviously. Spice in the red with Amnesia, Command and Conquers, E-Strikes, Exude Confidence. Nothing super crazy here. Yeah, you know, Codex of Frailty. Yeah, there's nothing. It's a very standard assassin deck, I would feel like. KO's obviously showing up left and right. Weakest links, Amnesias fit naturally in to any brute deck. They're just 6-ofs with 3 blocks that attack for 2 and can come back on a pretty good rate. Nothing super surprising there. I am a little disappointed to see KO not doing a little bit better. But the confusing part was Dorinthia. That was what was confusing me the most. It was like, how can standard Hatchet's Dorinthia keep up with this? I realize that the value's there and the value's good, but, you know. Let's see here. Let's take a look here. I'm going to take a look at the Dorinthia deck real quick. We got a very standard 6 equipment, just all of what you would expect. Tunic being the only chest. Interesting. There's nothing crazy here. There's Battlefront Bastions, I guess, which are decent. Agile windups. I don't see anything out of the ordinary for this. Maybe it really is just the amount of reps they have on this, you know? That can be the determining factors. If you just know the scenarios in and out, you know your deck in and out, you know where you are at all times, and you're very aware, that helps a lot. That helps a lot in this game. So I can definitely see a universe in which this Dorinthia player takes away first, right, in Bulgaria. I don't know how many players were there, though. Dog's scratching at the door. I'll finish up here pretty soon. So definitely going to be talking about Living Legend and Blitz in the next podcast. I'm going to probably throw that one together a little bit faster and try to get that underway. No. Go on. I don't know what he's... Oh. Another Decimator Great Axe. Surprise, surprise. It's like the 4th cold foil one of those I've pulled. Pretty sick of that. Come on, man. I've only been in here for 18 minutes. I've not even been in here that long and the dog is already freaking out. Or there's a ghost. Nobody. Go on. I don't even know if you're able to hear him scratching at the door like that. Ooh, foil Radiant Force Field. Ooh, and a Radiant Force Field. So these boxes are definitely different. I hate to say this, but man, it feels like for a while I was getting very similarly collated boxes. Like I'm not going to say I could call what I was going to get in a pack based on what I opened in the first couple. But it kind of felt like that. I don't know if there's any other big box openers that kind of noticed this. This game doesn't seem super shuffled up, or at least Dusk Till Dawn doesn't. Maybe when I get to other sets, because I'm not very far into Dusk Till Dawn. But I just, like, Uprising was really well done. Dynasty was awful. As far as collecting, right? Opening packs, collecting, seeing what you get, right? I hated Dynasty. Has some good cards in it. Overall, a nightmare. Then Outsiders was probably the second best. That set took me no time at all to collect. Just to open a few boxes, and then I got to finish out the rest of it pretty fast. So I felt pretty good about that. Man, I hope that doesn't freeze during a cool moment. But Dusk Till Dawn seems pretty hated universally by many players. Ooh, a surgical extraction. Seems pretty hated by many people, and I get why, right? Majestics in this are very hit or miss. I don't know a lot about this topic, but one of the locals was talking about how this is like a set that was meant to be drafted with something, and we don't have the set to draft with it. There's a couple other design things that were meant only for its limited format, and it seems like a weird choice to do. Like, how are we going to incorporate all of these cards into the rest of the game? Do these cards ever see a place in the game? I don't know. I just don't know. Obviously, more light heroes, more dark heroes will answer that question faster. But for right now, a lot of these cards seem lost. Like, let's see here. Let's take a look. Target Light Warrior attack gets +2 if you've charged. Create a Courage token, 1 resource, yellow, 3 block. That's not bad. I just, you know. Tear through the portal. Choose a red action card in your banish zone. It gets go again until the end of turn. Cost 0. Blocks 2. Has go again. It's a shadow card. I don't know. Is that worth it? I don't really know. What makes that good? What makes these cards good? I think Blistering Salt has some potential. If it were a 6 power, this would be great. Come on, you fucking... Blistering Assault, 5 attack, 2 defense. If you have a yellow card, gets go again. I could see this possibly getting better. Maybe if it were a 6. But I mean, obviously, it's not a rare, so we have to have some of the weaker cards. But it's just, why have this many weaker cards in a supplemental set? What are we thinking here? Beseech the Demagon is one that I'm really confused on a lot of the time. Choose an attack action in your bandage zone. It gets +2. That really helps with Rune Gate and stuff, I guess. But aren't there more efficient ways of doing this? I know you have to have some chaff, but Jesus. Blessing of Salvation is a card I just can't see ever being played. Like, I'm not trying to dunk on designer cards, but I like, what do you do with this? If a card has been put into your hero's soul this turn, you can play this as though it were an instant, and it costs 1, and it only blocks 2, and it's just gain 3 life? What? You'd have to specifically design cards to make use of that. Like, they're very specifically meant for that. And is that a good thing? Is that where we want design to go? I don't know. Let's see. Courage, Break of Dawn, Beseech, Rift, Shaden, Foil Hack to Reality. Is this a card we're going to start to see play? The next time you hit a hero this turn, destroy a non-token aura they own with cost less than or equal to the damage dealt this way. Is this going to be getting rid of channels? Is this going to be getting rid of other things that aren't ward? Like, I don't know. Maybe we'll see a day that card rules all of the ass. Let's get through these last few packs. But definitely be on the lookout. I will be recording probably this week the breakdown for the skirmish. It looks like the choices were Living Legend or Blitz, and I'm going to try to combine both of those into one episode of Cast a Commotion. Try to get that out there for everyone well in advance of the skirmish, because unlike Sealed, I don't need the product to do a lesson on it or anything. I just talk about what I'm going to be doing, what you can be doing, what the meta is looking like right now, what to look out for, etc. I just need to do a bit more research on Living Legend to see where we're at. And, oh, what am I doing? And we'll figure it out from there. And Grasp, Celestial, Ram Raider. Finally, geez. Now so that was the kind of thing I've noticed about this box too. Normally I pull 2, maybe 3 of those Extended Art Heralds. This time I've only pulled 1 a box at this rate. So maybe this is what people are experiencing. Maybe I got lucky in a different way. Don't do market watches or anything like that, but make sure to pick up your erase faces. Make sure to pick all that up before they become the next Amnesia. Just make sure to get them. You got to remember, people aren't really opening a lot of this. Was that my last? No, one last pack. One pack. Come on. Well, another Poison the Well. That's not bad. A Laid Arrest. Couldn't do it. Legendaries are not super great in this set. They're pretty limited. I don't know how I feel entirely about Dusk Till Dawn or sets like this. Everfest was great, right? Great Majestics. Not great Legendaries, but great Majestics. Great cards across the board that are very usable across most of their decks. But Dusk Till Dawn seems very limited. Not a lot of generic support. Very focused. Yeah, I don't know what to feel about this. If you aren't playing one of the Monarch heroes, you're shit out of luck. If you're not playing any of the new Monarch style heroes, shit out of luck. There's not a lot of light and dark to fight between all this and all these cards. But as I always say, every card is worth it. Eventually, they seem to be getting around to like the way that people thought Amnesia was fairly useless, and I started picking that one up because I don't think they should be that cheap. You know, eventually they come out with something. You know, you always have to be prepared. So never say cards are bad or useless. Just say you don't understand them. I don't understand right now. Because we look at cards like maybe like Putrid Stirring. What is this? You may play this from your banish zone. Next attack action card with Rune Gate gets +4. Go again. Pretty expensive. Might not see play at the moment, but if the format slows down, come in for those big hits. I don't know. You never know. Thanks again for watching Unpacking the Week. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out the Patreon, get on there, get a few of the benefits, get in this Discord, start talking to us. You know, be a part of the community. Let's get some games in. Thanks for watching this one again, and this is Zero.